it's not even like a real spring, but it bounces real good.
What?
This thing. I've been playing with it a lot.
Oh, the shaker ball.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so satisfying just to like twirl in my hands, but it is.
I don't know why it's so satisfying to twirl balls in your hands, Alex.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai. And joining me tonight, we have our czar of source material, John.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, I know. I just realized something. You're not where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, what the heck?
Oh, what the heck, Shinoda? You're the one that made this thing.
Hey, you moved yourself. You couldn't have moved him.
It's all right. It's fine.
We can't fix it now. Do not fix it now. I swear
No,
to God. You
I'm
know how
not-
much editing I have to do if you swap
No.
us right now?
I will not. You're just
John's
you're,
the bottom for today.
today you're the bottom. No, we
wait.
also
No, I could
What?
fix it and no one would have noticed. I should never said nothing. All right,
Yeah,
now I'm not going to fix it. Now,
actually, I never should have said anything. I never should have even brought it up.
fine.
Because you can put these in any order you want when you edit it.
That's true. It's fine. It's fine. It's just like we'll live
One of
with our
these days-
mistakes.
One of these days, you're just gonna subtly move them around while we're talking.
I think
Just have them in
kill us.
rotating.
Yeah.
You guys won't even notice.
We also have our Primus Heretic, Shinoda.
Hello. That name is in reference to our 40k Warhammer Space Marines 2 playthrough that me, Alex, and Sun are going to be doing. By the time you guys are watching this, the first episode will be out, and we'll be doing more live streams of it. So please check it out. Come join us. It'll be fun.
Blood for someone. Skulls
Blood for the
someone.
blood god. Blood
It's blood for the blood
skulls
god,
for the
skulls for
skull
the-
throne,
Yeah, come on, dude. What
Violence! Ultra violence!
and milk for the cornflakes.
So, we are going to be doing our fall 2024 season preview. Since that is coming up, there are a couple of things I want to talk about real quick before we get into it. First off, if you're new here, welcome. Do consider subscribing if you want to see more Anime Club After Dark content. Also, whether you're new here or not, do give this video a like. Also, comment down below the anime you will be watching during the fall 2024 season. We will check that out and see, especially if it's something we didn't talk about, because we obviously won't get to absolutely everything that is airing. And one last thing I want to bring up, this should be going out on September 30th, I hope. If it is, this will be Amelia Watson's very last stream. Should have already happened probably by the time this goes out. I mentioned this before we started. It never fails that when we do a WTF every month, invariably after we do it, something comes up that I would have talked about. And god damn it, this happened like a few days after we did the WTF that she announced that she was graduating.
All I'm saying is you could just make more content. Like, bro, just make a video.
I could, or we could just do another WTF. There's nothing saying we only do one a month.
It's true.
But no, I just wanted to, normally I have Ina there, because Ina is like my Ian Oshi. But I thought that since this is going to go out on her last day of streaming, I've replaced her over there in Ina's spot, so she can watch us do this fall preview. But anyway, thank you for everything, Ame. You've been a treat to watch, you little gremlin. Ame, it's the Ping Watson. I swear.
It's the pig.
It's the Ame. It's the Ping.
It's the pig.
And whatever you end up going to do, I hope you have a great time doing it and are very, very happy. But anyway, let's get into it, guys. Let's actually talk about the anime that we are going to talk about for the upcoming fall season by doing this. All right, so I should also scroll all the way up. I don't know why I didn't have it there. So I am going to start off with the, I assume most anticipated thing that's coming out this fall season, and that is ReZero Season 3.
Let's fucking go.
Listen, I know, John, you're probably not going to watch this at all because you don't like ReZero.
Look, I'm honestly surprised it took this long for them to get a Season 3. It feels like 10 years ago that Season 1 came out.
It does. And you're not far off because that was 2016.
Oh my God. It was like 8 years
So in 2
ago.
years, it will be 10 years.
Why does it take so long to produce this anime?
So this is something I wanted to talk about for this because, like, we all watched ReZero Season 1 when it first came out in 2016. We talked about it on the podcast when we first started all the way back then. I feel like this is an anime adaptation that has taken way too long to get produced, especially the gap between its first and its second season, that so many people lost interest. And
now, I feel like with 2019 through 2021 being what it was, the gas leak year in real life.
Well, especially 2020.
That 2020 did not exist. I don't know what happened there. We lost the year. We lost the year for some reason, guys.
Entire gas leak.
Because this right here is Season 2, and that came out at the beginning of 2021.
Yeah. See, it takes. Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's 5 years for Season 2, and then 3 years for Season 3.
Yeah.
Now
it's crazy.
I think that as far as what I can tell, based off of a very accurate metric that I'm 100% confident in, of how many figures I see of Rem just for sale everywhere, and Amelia for sale everywhere wherever I go, I feel like it's still very popular in that sense. Also, though, when I was at the arcade and I was at the Crane games for like the figures, there were so many Rem ones in there and no one actually touched them. So I have no idea like why there were so many Rem figures in there in the first place and no one wanted them. So it's like this very accurate metric that I'm using to describe the popularity of an anime based off of anime figures being won at an arcade is true to
See,
it's
John,
truly a great metric.
What you weren't looking at, though, is all the Ram figures that were gone, because she's clearly better girl.
What Ram figures, bro? Like,
I know, they
do
barely
people
exist.
even... They don't... There's no Ram figures ever.
There is. It's just a very low amount.
The most
How do you
figures
know, Shinoda? How do you
I
know?
see-
You got him in your closet right now, don't you?
Ignore the jars.
I'm just saying, like, at the arcade I was at, the figures that they had there, they had a bunch of anime figures from different animes. Even freaking Bunny Girl Senpai, Mai from Bunny Girl Senpai.
Disgusting.
All of those were like out. The only things really left for the rewards, like you can see all the figures that they have in stock in this machine in the back, and it's like, all right, all the Miku stuff is gone. Nearly all the Mai stuff is gone. All the Amelia stuff is gone. All the Giyu, is that his name from Demon Slayer? Giyu?
Yeah.
Yeah, the water breathing guy, the Hashira.
Yeah. Giyu or Ginyu? No, Giyu.
Ginyu Force.
Captain Ginyu. God, I would love a Captain Ginyu figure.
God. Yeah, Giyu was like nearly sold out. And then here's the Rem figures. There's like two different kinds, and they're just still in the machine. No one wanted
Untouched.
them. And yeah, and I'm just like, I see that there's every time I go to an anime store, every time I go to anything anime centric or adjacent, I see Rem figures everywhere. So I'm like, there must be popularity because there's always them, but at the same time, I never see them sell out. So it's like
You never see them sell out because that's how much they have in stock.
I don't know. All I'm saying is how to tell if an anime fell off, see how many figures it's selling.
Yeah. Especially from when it started to when it is now, for sure. A couple of things, I guess, to point out about Season 3. It's being made by White Fox again. It's only going to be 16 episodes as opposed to, I think the first season was 24, 25 episodes, as was the second season. And this is going to be I guess technically a split core. The first 8 episodes are going to air starting on October 2nd, and then the second 8 episodes are going to air starting in February.
Did they do a weird split schedule before this?
They did do a split core for season 2.
But it wasn't weird,
Season 1 was shown all at once.
No, I'm trying to think about... What was the... There were 2 different series a couple releases ago that did weird release schedules. It was Jujutsu Kaisen and I believe Demon Slayer. Right? Where it's
Probably, yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen released the first 6 episodes and then took a break.
Oh, yeah, and then took like a 4-week break and then came back and released the rest of them.
And then I believe Demon Slayer, it had like the first 4 weeks were just like recap or something.
Oh, yeah, that was the second season because the first 4 episodes were or 5 episodes it may have been, were the Mugen Train arc from the movie, just re-edited into like a TV format.
Guys, weird release schedules these days. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for having a weird release schedule if it helps the animators. Like, I'm fine with that.
Or if it's conducive to the story being told, because sometimes you need more than 12 episodes or more than 24 episodes to tell your story.
Yeah, I feel like if that's the case, I would rather a show do that.
Yeah.
Like,
how many times have we talked about anime on this podcast where it's like, man, if the ending only had like 1 or 2 more episodes, it would have been so much better to flesh it out.
Well, it's like with Spice and Wolf this season, right? We have like it covers the first 4 arcs in
4 volumes of the light novel.
Oh yeah, 4 volumes of the light novel in 25 episodes, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's like 25.
24, 25 episodes, something like that.
I'm pretty sure it's 25 because there's one more episode coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah. So it's like, that is very uncommon for an anime to have, first of all, 25 episodes to like 24. It's not an even number. But also, the fact that they're not using the basic formula of 3 episodes, maybe even 4 episodes per volume. Because generally, that's how an anime adapts a light novel. They'll do 3 to 4 episodes per volume, and they'll do like 3 or 4 volumes, depending on how much they want to rush through it. And most of the time, it's like standard adaptation. And then there's Spice and Wolf, which is like, hey, we're doing 4 volumes, but each episode is basically going to be like 5.5 episodes per volume now. And it's like, I like this. I like how slow it's going. This is way better for me.
Yeah, you're getting more of the actual detail from the light novel in there. It's crazy how that works when you actually have time to develop your story.
I understand that there's certain light novels that just like, for example, I parry everything. There's not a lot of depth behind that. There's not a lot of world building. For fuck's sake, it's like 300 or so pages at maximum, I believe, per novel.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That being adapted into 3 episodes per volume, that's fine. That makes sense. 100 pages per episode is not a bad script. But then when you have other light novels like Overlord, for example, that has like 700 to about like 700 freaking pages to adapt into 1 volume. It's like, those type of novels are the ones that's like, you probably need a little bit more time. Yeah. I get that for Overlord and Maruyama, it's very long-winded. And I feel like that's how ReZero is as an anime. It's very long-winded.
Yeah, and because so much time has passed in between each season, I feel like I need a refresher every time a new season comes out now.
Yeah, it's like, what happened? What happened with the witch and the whale?
It's been so goddamn long. I've slept too many times since the last time I had to watch this.
Where's the recap episode?
Yeah. I guess the one last thing I will say about this, the first episode has about a 90-minute runtime, so it's a feature-length first episode.
Oh, just like the very first season.
And it did premiere back at that episode premiered at Anime Expo this year. So that's about all there is. I will watch it. Unfortunately, it's the sunk cost fallacy for me. I'm this far in. I might as well just drink all of the Kool-Aid.
I would say go read the light novel, but I don't think novel.
It's not better. The anime is better than the light novel.
Yeah. Which is a shame.
The light novel has a lot of blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck about.
There is nothing wrong with the anime being better. There's plenty of animes that are better than the light novels, and vice versa.
Oh no, it's great
just
for that.
some
But I'm
mediums
saying
are
it's unfortunate that the source material is not great because
Yeah.
like
Anyway,
normally
anime,
you expect the source material to be better. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
well, an anime's basically main purpose, at least when it's an adaptation, is to sell more copies of the source material. So it's a shame that the source material that they copied is tragically worse than the anime because now no one wants to buy the light novels. But
They
people
just
like
wanna
the anime.
watch more
and
anime.
Basically, whoever I don't know who has the figure, like the merchandise rights to ReZero, but they're the ones making bank on this.
Isn't it Kadokawa?
I would assume it's Katakawa because they own the rights to
don't
the light novel.
Yeah, but sometimes producers will give you cuts of like merchandising if you make the anime. Like, hey, we'll pay you less, but you can own this % of merchandising. Like how
That's true.
What was it? Studio Wit got fucked with the Blu-ray sales because they
Yeah.
were like, give us the money up front. We don't want the merchandising rights. And then it's like, oh, actually your Blu-ray sales were a lot higher than we was going to be projected, so you're losing money on this. And it's like, fuck.
It's like, God damn it. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say about ReZero. So we can move on to John.
All right. Spirit Chronicles Season 2, Seirei Gensoki. As always, I read everything on my list. Actually, there's, I think, 2 or 3 on my list, at least in the rapid fire, that I don't read, which I'm excited to watch because I don't read it. But I read this light novel. I think it's really good. It is, yes, it is an isekai. Okay. But it's just season 2 of it. It's a better, I think the season 2 arc is more serious themed, and you don't have to like wait for the main character to, this is where he's finally grown up and the real like story happens, in my opinion, because it's like the main stuff.
This main character looks like Belle from DanMachi, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, his name is
Barely.
Rio.
What are you talking about? Like, he has white hair. That's it. What the fuck are you on about?
He
So
looks like Belle.
it is the exact same studio that's adapting it, TMS Entertainment and WoW World, as season 1. I believe season 1 came out, I want to say like 4 years ago now. Or 3 years ago.
2021.
Is it 20? Yeah, 2021. Oh, 3 years ago. Yeah, it came out a while ago.
So is this like a trashy isekai, or like does it take itself a little bit seriously? Like,
It is
what's up?
a serious isekai.
Okay.
I wouldn't even. It's hard to call this an isekai because whenever you have like, yes, the dude is reincarnated into a different world, but he has no lingering attachments to the other world other than like there are.
It's one of those. Technically, it's an isekai, but
Technically, it's
that
an
doesn't
isekai, but they don't really like. It's not like they get OP powers from being part of the other world.
Okay.
There
No,
are
I
other
really
people.
like those.
Yeah, and it's a very serious like fantasy novel. I like it a lot. I think a lot of other people like it too because it's actually pretty up there on the list, which I was surprised about because I didn't think people would like this story that much.
I mean, it's got a harem in it. I mean, what's not to like?
Yeah.
Now, is this an actual harem or is this a pseudo harem? Like, what
All
are we
I'm
talking?
listen. All I'm saying is it's got a female harem tag.
Yeah, but that can mean anything.
He is surrounded, like in the poster for season 2, if you look at it, he is surrounded by a bunch of girls. So just let your own imagination run wild.
So it is a lot like DanMachi.
I think it's a lot better than DanMachi, but yeah, the story is more serious compared to like DanMachi. DanMachi is just a joke in and of itself.
We'll get to that. Even as a fan, John, I agree with you.
DanMachi doesn't take itself seriously at all. Like it's
No.
To describe it like isekai, it's like Konosuba. You know, Konosuba's appeal is that it's a funny
comedy.
isekai. It's comical. Then there's DanMachi, which tries to make itself serious, but not really. It's half-assed and everything it's done, other than increasing Hestia's boob size.
Yes.
But we're not talking about that trashy isekai.
No.
We're talking about this trashy isekai.
Wait, what you called it? That isekai?
Oh, it's not an isekai, is it? It's not an isekai.
No, it's
yeah.
just a
What the
fantasy
fuck are
series.
you talking about?
I mean, to be fair, it has a lot of things you see in isekai, but it is not an isekai.
It's just fantasy. That's
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to convince anyone else to watch Seirei Gensoki Season 2, because the people who like Season 1 are going to watch Season 2. Like, it's pretty decent. It's more
Yeah, I was kinda
fantasy-oriented than it
surprised-
is isekai.
I was kind of surprised to see it as high up on the list this season as it was. I don't remember.
Which
people
is
talking
funny
about this a lot when
because
it came
I
out.
remember, I think it was me and you having this conversation, Shinoda, where we're talking about the character designs. Like, yeah, it's pretty bland, but people really like the character designs for some reason. And we're like, it's so average. Like, this doesn't look great to me. If I look at the poster, it's like, yeah, it's okay.
I mean, I do like the fact that they've color coded all the girls for me though. That's nice.
Yeah, and it is a white-haired Kirito.
Yeah.
Now, I do remember the season 1 of the anime adapting things differently than the manga does. But I remember,
how
And also,
how much
like-
different though.
I'm trying to remember what they changed.
It may be important to remember that the anime adaptation is apparently based on the light novel, not the manga. So the manga may have changed stuff too from the light novel. If
No, I
that
meant-
came
Yeah,
second.
yeah. So they changed certain events in which they're displayed for the anime, but no, it's closer to I believe the light novel. I want to say, I don't remember. It's been a while since I started reading Seirei Gensoki, because I got to a point where I just stopped because I was like, okay. Like,
Just, okay. This is
I just
fine.
got to a certain
Okay.
point where I'm like, it's fine. I don't want to read this anymore. Mainly because there's a lot of spoiler things I can't talk. I want to talk so much about the spoilers. I can't. I'm not allowed to talk about the spoilers. They'll put me back in the cage if I talk about the spoilers. Anyway, just watch it. It's pretty serious, cool fantasy. I guess it's technically an isekai.
Okay. All right. Well, if that's all you got, we can move on to Shinoda.
All right. The first on my list is Dandadan. So
Don.
Overhyped.
no, not overhyped because
Overhyped.
not overhyped because I actually watched it in theaters the first 3 episodes and holy fuck, really fucking good.
Well, Shinoda, I read the manga.
I'm sure you do, mister. I read the manga and use the manga up my ass all the time. Thank you very much.
Overhyped.
Sure, whatever. DanMachi hater.
That's not quite the insult you think it is, Shinoda.
No, I'll wear that badge proudly.
Yeah.
You keep
Well,
keep
you
using
just wear
that word.
every hater badge proudly. Period. So that's
Yeah,
just you,
that's
buddy.
true.
You it's like you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
He's just a hater. Don't listen to him.
So
But also listen to him.
the movie that was in theaters, is it
Not
like
movie. It was the first 3 episodes.
was it the first 3 episodes? Okay, so they did premiere that. Okay.
Yes. Fan fucking tastic. I did not know what the hell I was going into. All I knew was like there was some hype on the interwebs about Dandadan, and I was like, all right, like it's airing. I have the day off. Let me go check it out. Holy shit! Sound is amazing. Visuals are fan fucking tastic, and I genuinely love the voice acting. So this is being done by hold on, I have it right here. Science Saru, who also did Devilman Crybaby and Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin, which I love those 2 anime, like fan fucking tastic anime. They also had a episode of Star Wars Visions, and I loved all of that. They've done great stuff. So I after looking up who did it, I was just like, holy shit. Like, this is just going to keep on getting better and better. So very hyped for that. And
What is it about? Because I've seen the trailer, and like I think I get a general sense of what it's about, but I've also heard from people who have read the manga that it's like the trailer doesn't necessarily show really what it's about.
It really doesn't at all. Like, you got this is one of those you have to actually watch it, not just the trailer. TLDR, I'll just give like a basic synopsis of the first episode. Two people meet. One is an alien obsessed boy, and he's like the social outcast, and the girl is someone who just loves horror stuff and all that. They meet and they basically challenge each other. Okay, prove to me that your shit is real. But they change places. He goes to see some horror stuff. She goes to see if aliens are real. TLDR, both are real. Hilarious shenanigans happen. Guy gets possessed. And this is the beginning of the adventure. And it is so fucking funny and great. Kind of creepy moment at the first episode, but
just based on that, though, just based on hearing you say that, I could very easily see this story devolving into too many cooks in the kitchen because it's trying to be too many things at once.
I mean,
maybe. I don't see it going that way.
Listen, it's an action, comedy, horror, romance, school life, sci-fi, shonen, supernatural manga, bro.
Yeah, it's doing a lot.
It's not that much. I mean, come on.
But
it's like,
from what I did watch, it interweaves it together pretty decently.
So, there's been a lot of comparisons for this manga to, like, if JoJo's and Chainsaw Man had a baby.
Oh.
And
I don't think I'd want to see that.
I've heard it described like that, and I was like, I can kind of see that.
I will say from the trailers and what I have seen from like the promotional material, like animation wise, art wise, it looks like it's gonna look good.
It's solid as fuck. It is solid.
Also, I think the OP is done by Creepy Nuts.
Yes,
and
it was
OP.
A banger, fucking banger.
Is it possible? Is it possible that the two best OPs this year are gonna come from Creepy Nuts?
I wouldn't say the two best OPs this year came from Creepy Nuts.
Look, I want to wait until the year's over before we definitively say anything, but it's a possibility.
It's the possibility is there. What were you gonna say, John?
I was just gonna say, so this manga came out in 2021, and here we are 3 years later, and it has an anime. So it is very popular as a manga. That's why I started reading it on, because Shonen Jump was like, hey, it's coming out, you should read it. So I picked it up, and I was like, oh, I don't think it's that good. I'm like...
That's a similar trajectory as Goblin Slayer had, right? It was only out for a few years, and then it got an anime adaptation?
Yeah. People really, really like this. I think I'm on chapter, like, 36 or something, and I'm just like, yeah, it's okay. I don't really understand what all the hype is about. I haven't seen, like, obviously the anime, the first 3 episodes or anything in theater, so maybe it'll be different, but this might be a situation where the adaptation is a lot better than the actual, like, source material. Because that does happen, you know? Like, if you go read the K-On! Manga, you're like, oh, what is this? And you watch the anime, you're like, oh, man, this is so much better.
So there was a special, obviously there was a special preview thing in the theater, and they compared some of the manga shots to the anime, and oh my god, I will say the adaptation so fucking great. Like, actually seeing the things moving in comparison to the manga, they really brought it to life in a whole different way. I genuinely love that. It still keeps a good amount of the shots from the manga, but they really brought those scenes to life. And I think that makes for a fantastic adaptation.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. The main female voice actor is Shion Wakayama, and she is the voice of Nanahoshi. So that's a person you can bounce off of if you know who that is. Some people do, some people don't. Fuck off. the male voice actor, he's a little bit more well known.
I know exactly who this is. I know exactly who
Nines.
He's 9S.
Some character named Tanjiro, some nobody, who knows?
Yeah, some nobody.
Some nobody. And one of my absolute favorites. When I heard her for the first time, I was like, hello, because the grandma is voiced by Nana Mizuki, who is the voice of Hinata, and I'm just like, yo, what? But she doesn't sound like Hinata at all. She sounds like a goddamn gilf, and I'm like, whoo, whoo,
Turbo Granny.
Turbo Granny.
Nah, for real. One of the things they said during the preview was like, no one's prepared for the Turbo Granny fight, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck does that mean? I'm just like, what the fuck's a Turbo Granny? And then I'm like, what do you mean no one's ready for it? Like, what's gonna happen?
Anyway, my entire point is just that I think it's very overhyped. I'm glad the people who enjoy the manga are getting to eat good, because it sounds like the anime adaptation is going to be fucking fire. But I think that the source material itself is kind of just meh. Like, I didn't understand why people were hyping it up. Maybe because I'm hype adverse, so that's why I have higher expectations of shows, or lower. I don't know how that works, but I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
Like, what?
we'll see.
Because when I read something that's like, everyone's like, oh my god, it's so good, right? Like, for example, when I went to go read JoJo's for the first time, and I'm just like, okay, I get it now, bro. Like, I get it. I understand.
I see what all the hype is about.
I see the light.
I am a Joe bro.
All right,
but yeah, I watched it. It was great. Give it a chance, please.
I don't think you need to tell that to anyone. Like I said, it's very popular of a show.
It's also being pushed very heavily by Crunchyroll.
I was about to say, like, if Crunchyroll owns it, they're gonna.
Oh, it's Crunchy, yeah.
Yeah,
and they're advertising.
Oh, apparently it's also going to be on Hulu and Netflix.
Oh.
Okay, cool. But I know Crunchyroll is like pushing it really hard right now, so I don't think you have to worry about people not watching it. People liking it, another story, but they will definitely watch.
I'm sure they will. The first 3 episodes strong.
All right. Well, speaking of the fall season and the spooky season, we have Uzumaki. Finally.
After like a millennia. How long has it been since Uzumaki was announced?
I don't know. It's been
a
years.
long time.
2017?
It feels like it's been.
Has it been like 7 years? No.
When did the original manga come out?
Uzumaki came out in 1998.
I was like, yeah, it's like 90s in the 90s.
Now, I will say,
this is one of the most popular manga ever created.
I don't know about that. It's one of the most
Junji
popular
Ito?
horror manga ever created.
I'll say horror manga ever created, but it's so well known.
Yeah. So a couple of things. I have not been able to find anything yet as to saying whether all 4 episodes that are coming out, because it is a limited series, only 4 episodes. I have not found anything that says whether they're coming out all at once on the same night or whether they're going to air over 4 consecutive weeks. I know that it is airing on Adult Swim here in North America, and then it'll be next day on Max. I don't know yet whether that'll be all on one day. I can tell you it's going to happen 12:30 a.m. on September 29th. So by the time this comes out, at the very least, the first episode of Uzumaki will have already come out, and you'll be able to watch it on Max. Other than that, I'm super hyped for this, number one, because this was in development hell for so long, but how appropriate is it that it's coming out during spooky season?
I think it's beautiful timing. It really is.
I'm glad it's coming out at all, because
me
like
too.
I said, I've been so
I love this
disappointed.
manga, by the way. We've all read it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been so
Gave me
burned
nightmares for years
by the Junji Ito collections that we have adapted so far, right? We have the first one, which was god awful, and then there was that second one on Netflix that was also god awful. I don't remember which one. Tales of the Macabre, I think, is that
Tales of the Macabre, yeah.
Yeah, where I'm just like, half of them were just freaking hilarious and like stupid hilarious. Like they're supposed to be creepy, but I'm just like laughing because I'm like, this is so dumb. This is so dumb of a story. And then they also fucked up the balloon people thing, which I'm like, that absolutely terrified me when I read the balloon people arc or the part in the manga. But then watching the anime of it, I'm just like, this is just silly as fuck. Like it's just making me laugh. But what I really like about the Uzumaki trailer is that like it's keeping everything black and white, which I like that thematically they chose to keep it in black and white.
They're using a lot of rotoscoping, which I think will add to its creepy factor.
And there's that classic, look at that thumbnail, the classic Uzumaki freaking, like that's the picture that we see plastered all over shirts and stuff and on merch for Uzumaki. And I was like, oh yeah, there it is. I think it looks really good. And it is going to be done in 3D, which I did notice that. And I'm just like, that's fine. I don't have a problem with 3D.
I think it's going to turn some people off, unfortunately.
Absolutely it will, but honestly, the story alone, it's fine.
We've had a couple episodes trying to talk about how come horror cannot be translated into anime form that well. Yeah. And I feel like, for me personally, I think it's how you present the story and how you tell it. For example, there are Yamishibai. It's like a collection of ghost stories that they tell in short 5-minute videos every week that they're doing. I think they're on like season 9 or 10 now. But they're just short stories of like horror story stuff, and it's like the animation on this, like what animation? It looks like cardboard cutouts walking. But I liked watching Yamishibai because the story itself is creepy, and they only show you just enough to do the creep factor, and then sometimes they'll do the jump scare, and you're like, oh, whoa, right?
Yeah.
Junji Ito stuff, the reason why it's so scary is because, like, as he's described it, when he was a kid growing up, like when he had to go to the bathroom, he just like imagine what was on the other side of the wall when he opened the door to be just something absolutely batshit insane. And that's the appeal of like, it's a page turner, right? So that's why the manga form works so well. But how do you do that in an anime where you keep that creep factor? Like I remember, I think it was the first Junji Ito collection where they had Snail Girl, which is like, it looks so bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I remember reading that manga,
but it's so creepy in the fucking manga.
Yeah, and it's just like, what? I don't. How do you fix this? How do you fix this adaptation of horror? It just seems like at this point the only way to really adapt horror manga is to not adapt it at all.
Yeah,
because
or like we talked about this in several years ago in an episode of the podcast where it's like psychological horror works well in anime format, but like body horror, like that grotesque stuff, it doesn't. It's just because of anime's style. It's not conducive to it.
One thing I really appreciate about like Japanese horror, like movies, right? It's the stuff that you don't see. The small subtleties, the things that are
stuff
just
off screen.
Yeah, I love stuff like that. And it's like, how can you guys make how can you make amazing horror manga? And how can you make amazing horror movies? And then you can't make good horror anime. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you guys are so good with like the Grudge series and the black and white Ghost. That was great. I loved the Ring, right? Ringetsu.
Classic. Yeah.
One missed call. I really like that one too. That was a really good one. But it's like, how do you guys make amazing horror everything but anime? It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Like, you think with all this capability to bring horror to the forefront that you do it in anime form too? I don't know, man.
I don't get it, but I mean, we've talked about
I have hope though for Uzumaki.
I do too, and I think going with black and white will help them. I think that 3D rotoscoping effect that they've used will also help like elevate the creep factor a lot, because that also, like, that rotoscoping is a little bit uncanny. And that's a lot of the appeal of, well, especially with Uzumaki, but a lot of Junji Ito's works is just how uncanny some of the designs in there are.
Yeah.
And just make you go, ooh, no.
I very much look forward to the nightmares.
I really hope it's good. It's being done by Studio Drive, which is the new studio, funny enough, behind Konosuba.
Yo! That's wild.
They're also doing... or they did the second season of To Your Eternity, which I really liked as well. But yeah, I want this to be good. I love Junji Ito's manga so fucking much. Protect this man at all costs, please. He is too precious for this world.
He's apparently like the most wholesome, like sweetest guy.
He is.
And then it's
He
just
is
like,
so
oh, also I dream about nightmares. Like, what is this?
And also, if anyone out there, especially my Monogatari bros, need any other reason to watch this, the main male character is voiced by Kaiki.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I want more horror in anime. I want more good horror in anime, and I'm hoping that this will be the start of something really good. I hope, if nothing else, I hope the wait was worth it. And then
I
it
really
looks
wonder
as good as I
why it's been in
want it.
production hell for so long.
Listen, if it means that we got something really great out of it, I'm willing to say that the wait was worth it.
Yeah, so long as the quality at the end is there, that's all that matters.
Because this is
Right.
It's not my favorite manga ever, but Uzumaki is my favorite horror manga ever. So I want it to be good so bad. Anyway, next we have John talking about something way different.
Let's go isekai, but not trash.
I see
I
Kano
literally-
Hanazawa.
Yes, Kana Hanazawa's in here. She is the fiance.
Oh, so what is this? What tell us
So
what this
this is the second season of Isekai Aristocrat is what I call it. I'm not sure what the actual like. Oh, the hashtag is Kante skill. Okay, well,
Tensei Kizoku Kante Skill de Naiagaru second season.
Now, do
As-
you want to say
as
that
a-
in English?
as a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to raise in the world. Season 2 to rise in the world. I said raise. This is an isekai. He doesn't use again. It's like yeah, the main character is isekai'd into another world, sure, but they never use like their old abilities from the old world into the new world. So it's like, why did you even start it as an isekai? I don't understand, especially since it has nothing. This one especially has nothing to do with the story. For Seri Gensoki season 2, the isekai thing is like, okay, well, as it turns out, there's other people who isekai'd as well, even though they don't use like the real world stuff, like a typical isekai where it's like, oh, I'll use real world logic that I have from our advanced civilization in this new fantasy world, and I'll teach them about science or whatever, and create mayonnaise and dominate the world.
Yeah,
That was in one of the isekai that I read.
I
will
created
say,
mayonnaise and dominated this new world.
They basically, yeah, they created mayonnaise and they just like took over.
Mayonnaise
will
is
say-
not that hard. We've had it for over 1,500 years.
Well, good thing that this took place 1,600 years ago. I really like this one because it's serious, and I'm really hyped for season 2 because I know I read the manga for this. I do not read the light novel, but the story that it's going to cover in season 2 is like the more. This is where the story finally gets serious, I would say. Like season 1 is basically the prequel to like
Season 1 was a lot of setup.
Yeah, a lot of
That's what
setup.
it was.
This is like ours faces battle for the first time as Lord Corenson summons for war council. Our boy is going to war. That's what season 2 is going to be about.
What's really great about this is like the main character isn't like some OP guy. He's just a guy that can recognize skill in others. That's his main power. So he has to rely on everyone else. But
So he's a natural leader.
because
Well,
no, he has to learn.
he's not. So the thing about
Go on,
ours is
John.
that he's not a natural born leader or anything. He's just a guy who got reincarnated, and he has a cheat ability which he can see the statuses of other people.
Okay.
So he can see, like, out of their statuses, what their maximum potential is. He can see the potential in people. And he spends a lot of time in Season 1 recruiting these people in preparation for, like, making sure his domain is, like, doesn't get overrun.
Okay.
And that's the main premise. Like, it's a good story. in my opinion, because it's more about the characters around him, and it's about him trying to build a better life with the help of other people and understanding the struggles of the people in general. Like, that's one of the main points of why everyone loves the main character. It's because he cares about it. He's like, he's the actual, like, domain lord who cares about his people. Like, he would never overtax them. He would always want to make sure that they're all healthy and stuff.
I will say this is where the isekai part does come in, because, like, he's still a little kid, but he's a lot more mature than kids will be at that age. And, like, because he retained some of his memories from his previous life, like, he knows, like, yeah, the normal people suffer, and I have the position to do better. And, you know, some kid wouldn't do that, especially some noble kid. No, they'd be spoiled shits that are just ruining everything. No, he's like, yeah, I'm a mature person that can take care of my citizenry. Yeah, yep. I mean, he is. So that does make it better in comparison to a lot of things, because, like, they use the isekai aspect more responsibly. And, like, it's nice to see.
I know nothing about this, but I do love these character names. Muses, Wrath, Plaid.
Yeah, the character names are interesting.
Gangrene.
Gangrene. He's got gangrene.
Gangrene. It's also going to be still adapted by Studio Mother, the ones who did season 1. When did season 1 come out? 2021, right? 3 years, I said?
No, wasn't it 2 years ago?
No, it came out earlier this year, didn't it?
Yeah, it came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
spring
fuck,
24,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Still pretty
back
recent.
in the spring.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this during the spring preview. I remember it.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, because
Same.
it's good, bro. Like, it's so hard to recommend season 2 to people, because, like I said, I'm never going to be able to convince someone to start a show because I'm like, oh, season 2 is going to be better.
Yeah.
But I hope people watch this show, because it's not isekai trash. As much as I love isekai trash.
This is coming from the two people that love isekai trash and isekai in general. Like, go watch it. It's actually good. We know the trash from the good, and, like, this is actually good.
It is hard, though, when you know you're going into a second season that's going to get into, like, really good stuff. It is really hard to recommend it to people who haven't seen the first season.
That's why we're telling people, go watch the first season.
You go watch the first season, and there's inklings of, like, what the true story is, but generally it feels like a slice of life kind of anime. And I'm telling you right now, letting everyone know, it's not just a slice of life. There's some serious shit that's about to happen. Some really cool stuff.
You always get a drip feed of what's going on in the background lore in the world, and it's like, it's really cool, because you're like, yo, I kind of want to know more, but they don't give it to you.
Which is why I like the manga more, because in literally the first chapter of the manga, it ends, it starts off in showing, like, what happens at the end of season 2. Like, the first page is about, like, everything that happens, and then it goes to, like, flashbacks to the past. Most of the time, I don't like that, where it's like, we start off at the end, right? But for me, it's like, that hook were in the manga is what got me into it. I'm like, okay, so I see where this is going from the very get-go. And then they'll start drip feeding it to you throughout there until you eventually get to where it started. And you're like, oh, shit, that was cool. Because Berserk does that, right? And Berserk does it really well.
Yeah.
It's like, this is where we're going to end up. And you're like, oh, my God, that's actually kind of interesting. But first, let me tell you about how it began.
Yeah. And it's not easy to do that hook. It's so easy to mess up. Which is why succeed at it, though.
The anime chose to not do what the manga did, which is, it's fine. You know, I believe the light novel follows the same way. But I'm just letting people know that season 2 is going to be more intense of a...
Shit pops off.
Shit pops off, man. It's about war.
Shit pops off.
It's about war.
That's, you know what? That's a great segue to other shit popping off. Shinoda?
Hell yeah. Bleach, let's go. 1,000-Year Blood War. This is part 3?
Yes, part 3.
Yeah, third part. Part Part 3. So this is where the anime original stuff starts really coming in, because big spoilers for Bleach, very old manga at this point. What they didn't do the final fight, basically. They basically did the, all right, we're squaring up, and then skip to 10 years after, basically.
What is going on with the anime, bro? Like, I haven't watched Thousand Year Blood War yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just like, again, I finished reading the manga. Why do I need to watch the anime? I want to watch it so bad because people keep talking about
It's
it.
so fucking good, dog. The animation, the music, it's Bleach at peak. I mean, peak.
Can I just say one thing about Thousand Year Blood War is that, Shinoda, tell me if you agree with this or not. Is the music for this better than the music from the original anime? Because I think it is.
Have you been watching it,
It is.
Alex?
I have watched the first
Really?
two parts. Yeah.
Oh
okay.
shit. Okay.
Listen. I don't really remember much of what happens at the beginning of Bleach anymore because it's been so goddamn long. But
Yeah.
it's like, hey, I remember this, and it's like it's vaguely there. Why not?
It's been over a literal decade, so I don't blame you.
It's been almost 20 years.
I agree with you, Alex. I think it is better. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, classic Bleach soundtrack, fucking iconic. Rest of my life, fucking iconic. But the actual music in Thousand Year Blood War, like in each different part, holy shit, it's got my heart racing. I'm like, yo, this is some orchestral shit that I'm like popping off to.
It's pretty damn good.
It's beautiful. I mean, the conducting is insane, and the just everything about it I love. The music, holy shit. But yeah, no, animation fucking on point. The quality is absolute top tier. Period has been Period?
Pyro?
Pyro.
Studio Pyro,
Yes.
yeah.
I forget how to say their name. It's always weird.
It's pronounced like it would be in French.
Pyro, yeah. Studio Pyro has
Frenchies.
been doing a fan-fucking-tastic job, and they've gotten to the point where they've spun off and made Pyro Films, basically a sub-studio, and they basically dedicated it to
This is the
making
Bleach.
movies and Bleach,
Oh.
is what they said.
Huh. Okay.
So basically, they're throwing like their money, their quality, their staff at Bleach and like some movies. So I am so insanely excited. I did note an interesting change from season 2 to season 3 of the chief animator of season 2 was Sei Kombatsubara, and he's done a bunch of good different ones, but they've changed it to Kumiko Takeyangi, and he's directed a shit ton of different things. Like he's been in several big name animes, in directing positions as well as key animation. So that change I'm actually really excited about, because like this man has been there, he knows what he's doing, so I'm extremely excited about that. Anyways, back to the story. This is when fights we don't see that happen in the manga actually are getting animated, and like we're actually going to see it for the first time. So it's going to be anime original stuff with the involvement of the author. I'm so insanely excited. Just the trailer alone was absolutely insane, and I'm just like, what the fuck is about to pop off? There is nothing much more I can say about it. If you love Bleach and like really want to see the conclusion to this, like go back, watch the other parts, come here, because like it just keeps getting better and better.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess last thing I have to talk about in our more in-depth section, we have to go to a different website for this because it's technically not an anime. Arcane Season 2 is coming out. Finally.
Sir, this is an anime podcast.
Listen,
Yeah,
it's close.
we're gonna have to discount you off here, bro. Like we.
Yeah, no, it's close fucking enough. I think all of us watched Arcane and absolutely loved the first season.
I didn't.
I'm assuming. We did a
You
spoiler
haven't seen
cast
Arcane
for it.
season 1?
I have not seen Arcane season.
Wow, it's
I know.
really good.
I've
I'm
heard
surprised.
it.
What? I'm surprised you haven't watched it. Like you normally watch stuff that's overhyped, so like we've been hyping it up so much, so I don't understand why you wouldn't go watch it. You know?
You know why? Because it's League.
See, here's the thing, though. It doesn't
That's
really.
a fair point. That's a
that
fair
is
point.
Okay, I'm gonna say that is a fair point. However, I have never played League in my life. I know almost nothing about it aside from the fact that it's a video game that exists.
Oh, Alex, you're not a real gamer then.
Of course, she's not a real gamer.
But I went into it with no knowledge, and I loved the fuck out of it. So,
Oh no, I've definitely heard it's great. It's a fantastic standalone thing. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm like really cool about it. I've been planning on watching it. I just kept on constantly putting it off. It looks fantastic. Like, yeah, I saw the season 2 trailer. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? This looks like it's
Yeah.
popping off.
it's done by a French studio named Studio Fortiche. I believe that's how you say it. Gonna be on Netflix. They're doing 3 acts for the second season, so I'm assuming it's going to be like the first season, where the first act was 3 episodes, second act 3 episodes, and third act 3 episodes to finish it off. They have said that this is going to be like the end, so it's only going to be a 2-season long story.
So I'm concerned about this because
Really?
How come?
because we know what the end story is gonna be because League the game exists.
Unfortunately.
Allegedly, we don't know if they're going to go with some kind of very original thing. We don't know.
I think that they're gonna just end it off where it's like basically this is the reason that the reason League of Legends the video game story exists is because of what happens at the end of this Arcane. That's what I think they're gonna do, which I'm like, that's very unfortunate because League sucks. Really cool character designs though. Oh my god,
Listen,
Serafino.
Amazing character
this
designs.
this key art and stuff they've been making for this is so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna enjoy watching it. I hope.
I hope.
Mainly because
I will say-
since it's gonna be the end, it's like, and I know they can't end it where like I obviously know who's gonna be alive because I know these heroes exist in League, so I know they're never gonna fucking actually die. Like you can't do a fake out death to me if I know who these playable characters are, which sucks.
I will say one thing I'm very, very concerned about is in the first season, you had the antagonist Silco, right? And he's so well written. He's such a fantastically written antagonist character that I'm like, how the hell are they going to top this in the second season? Like, obviously they're setting up Jinx to be the antagonist of this season. And okay, that's fine. But I don't see her being as good as Silco was. I just don't see it. I don't know. Silco was so good. I love... Listen, when you can get me to not only sympathize with your antagonist or your villain, but make me think your antagonist or villain is in the right, that's a well-written antagonist.
I mean,
I don't
I don't think Jinx is going to be the main antagonist for
Maybe not.
season 2. Mainly because how season 1 ends and like what we learn about like the higher order people and like the people warping in. We're like, oh, we're a war council and we'll dominate any planet and we'll take your resources. And it's like, it seems like obviously they're going to be the biggest bad of season 2, in my opinion. I haven't watched any of the trailers or anything like that, but that's what
I would
I'm
show
assuming
them
is
here,
gonna
but I don't
happen.
want to get fucking nuked.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
I love all the art that they're like the key art that they're making for this. It's so good. It's so
It
good.
looks great. Yeah. It's like it's actual screensaver material.
Yeah. I'm super hyped for it. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how this ends. Probably still won't get me to play fucking League of Legends.
I just have to say, folks, go ahead, watch it. It's probably fantastic. Don't fall for it. Do not play League. Save your mental health.
I know you're thinking it. I know you're thinking it while you're watching. Maybe I should play the game. Don't do it. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Well, the game has nothing to do with the story of Arcane.
That's
from
okay.
what I've
Just
seen.
don't touch
Yeah.
League. That's
Yeah.
my message.
That's
Don't touch
you know,
League.
and that's what makes me think that whatever the story is of the video game, it probably won't have much of a bearing in the story of the animation. Because
I'm
from
just
what
saying-
I've heard from people who play the game and know the lore of the characters from the game, the people that are making this, Studio Fortige, took a lot of license and liberties with the established source material.
Yeah, but I'm saying that there are certain characters that I know are playable characters inside of Arcane the show, so I know that they're not going to die. I know for a fact that they won't die because they exist in the video game.
Yeah, perhaps. We'll have to see. First act comes out November 9th, second on the 16th, and third on the 23rd. I am absolutely positive we will be doing a spoiler cast once it finishes airing at some point.
Listen, Studio Fortiche, I don't care what you have to do, but I need you to animate Serafina and Ari. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
Squad! The Goon Squad! Fucking Gooners!
Fucking Gooners. I swear to God, they're keeping this game alive.
They are!
All right, that's really all I got to say. I'm super hype. I know a lot of other people are too. Next, John, what do you got for our last in-depth one?
I have Let This Grieving Soul Retire, also known as Nageki no Bure ha Intaishitai. I read the manga.
Of course.
I do not read the light novel.
Surprising.
Yeah, it's very low on this list,
Ifruz.
which is surprising to me. I know Ifruz is in it. She's going to play Liz. Oh, she's going to be so good at Liz. It's being done by Studio Zero G, and they've done other phenomenal shows like, oh my god, S Rank Behemoth. Oh god, that's coming out. Oh, people are going to hate that one. Oh, there's going to be so much like bestiality tag porn. Oh god, it's going to be bad.
What?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I'll talk about that in 2025 when it comes out.
Oh, hold on. Scroll up.
What?
Scroll
They
yep.
did Isekai
shit,
non
they
Biri
did
no
that.
Ka. Yeah, I really like Isekai non Biri no Ka. They also did High Rise Invasion, which was fucking garbage. I hated that. I don't know why I watched that.
Oh my God,
Kinda-
One Room. Jesus Christ.
No, not the one room.
No,
Oh, they did
Jesus
Tsukumomo? Yo, Tsukumomo was actually good.
God damn.
As far as animation quality wise goes,
Oh
I
God,
think
scroll up, scroll up.
scroll up. That's one room. We can't look at that.
I can't look at that. That's disgusting.
Cancel your eyeballs.
Yeah, as far as animation quality wise goes, I think Zero G will do a fine job. So the story about please let this griefer retire, whatever the fuck the English name is. What is it? Let this grieving soul retire.
Let this grieving soul retire.
So there's a main character guy. His name is Cry. And he has a bunch of childhood friends. And they're like, let's all become adventurers, the treasure hunters. We'll be the strongest. And as it turns out, they all become the strongest, except him. He's just an ordinary-ass dude. But also, he's the guild leader. And everyone thinks he's super OP. Dude,
Wait, what?
it's basically like, imagine watching Overlord or,
It's fucking Masayuki. That's who it is.
what's the other one? What's the freaking, Eminence and Shadow, right?
Oh.
Imagine the MC's luck inside of those two shows. All right, Momonga's luck and what is that? Shadow's luck. Sid.
Shadow. Just say
Yes.
Shadow, yeah.
Shadow's
Shadow.
luck, where like all the supporting cast are like, oh my god, he's a mastermind. He knows everything. He's 10,000 years ahead of all of us. That's exactly how the supporting cast treats Kai, and he's the guild leader, and it's fucking hilarious. He's like the most incompetent guy, and he does things for no reason, and people are like, why did he say that? Oh my god. And then it turns out to be true, and it's like, oh, he can predict the future. Oh my god.
I love and hate that trope so much.
Does he lean into it at
absolutely-
least?
It leans into it so hard. I absolutely
No.
adore
Does the character lean into that luck?
Oh no, he's always just like, dude, I don't know what I want to just retire. I don't want to do any of this.
That's a shame because I was hoping you would have like this kind of moment.
yeah. He'll bullshit his way like Ainz does in Overlord, where he'll be like, oh, of course I thought about that.
I'm
Are you
5
kidding
steps ahead
me?
of all of you fucking peasants.
Versus like Sid, where it's like he's just doing whatever and it just kind of works out for him. And the funniest thing is like, it kind of teases that Cry is OP, but at the same time, it's like everything he does is just his luck is just like maxed out, dude. It just works out for him. Like nothing he does is actually on purpose. It just works out that way.
Cosmo level luck.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited to watch this. Like I said, I read the manga. I think it's pretty funny and pretty good.
All right.
I mean, Ifru's is in it.
I'll put it on my list.
It's not an isekai, right? It's just a fantasy story.
Yeah, it's not an isekai. It's just a fantasy story.
Okay.
And the
I might
animation,
check
like I
this
said,
out.
is pretty solid. It looks pretty good from the trailer. There's going to be a lot of thigh shots.
Oh.
Hey, yo.
Why have you buried
Word up?
the lead, John? Why have you buried the lead?
Yeah, John, what the fuck?
You can tell. Look at the character designs of like the thighs on these women in the front. Look at it at the very top.
All right, this
For
is gonna
Tino
go
and,
straight to the
Liz.
top of the list.
So yeah, I think it's going to be a fun watch.
All right.
It's also streaming on Crunchyroll, so I don't have to go freaking find it anywhere else.
Nice.
All right, and last in our in-depth section, Chinoda.
All right, DanMachi, the next part. Let's fucking go. Can we hear it except from not John?
Bro, I've made this joke every single time we've talked about DanMachi. They did a season 4?
Yeah, we're on season 5 now, buddy.
Whoa, when did season 4 come out?
There were 2 parts to it. It was a whole thing.
I honestly did not like. I wish I was joking when I was saying this. I wish this was a bit, but I honestly do not recall it. I thought it was gonna be season 3. I keep forgetting that it keeps getting more seasons.
It's genuinely hilarious to me because I was talking about it the whole time as it was airing.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't remember you talking about it whatsoever.
The funniest thing to me is that I remember watching the first season years ago, right? And if you had told me back then that it would have gotten 5 seasons plus a movie at this point, I'd have told you you were lying your fucking ass off.
It has 2 movies, buddy.
It has
2 movies.
Bro.
And several OVAs.
I've blocked DanMachi from my mind so well.
It is actually successful, motherfucker. Too fucking bad. I don't care if you don't like it. It's successful.
I don't care that it's successful. Fucking Sword Art Online is successful, and that fucking sucks. So, like,
true.
what's your point?
I'd argue.
Very true. Also, I'd like to point out, it's not that successful outside of Japan. It's really successful in Japan.
Yeah, it's freaking waifu simulators. Like, it's if you took the character traits and designs of Fate and you turned them into just, like, funnier characters instead of serious characters.
Yeah.
Which they do have in Fate. In one of the spin-offs, I believe, is, like, more of a funny thing instead of a
The
serious
cooking
thing.
one, right?
I don't know which Fate it is. I just know that there's one that's, like...
Which one is the lesbian one?
That's Ilya. I know that one.
Why do you know that, John?
Bro, you knew exactly what I was talking about when I said that. You knew exactly.
I know about Ilya because I remember one of my coworkers named his daughter Ilya, and I was
No
like,
fucking
"What?"
way. What?
It's not based on Ilya Prisma, the one that's
Okay,
like the
I was
Yuri,
about to
the
say.
Yuri Lollybait one. No,
I mean,
Ilya is an
Ilya-
actual character in Fate, by the way.
Yeah. Well, Ilya is also a Russian name, I believe. So
Yeah, but he also likes Fate, and so I was just like, but anyway, I was thinking about Ilya because in Let This Grieving Soul Retire, Liz, the one Ifruz is voicing, is also pink-haired and had kind of a lolly body, and I'm like, hey, yo, it's kind of weird that I look at this character design and I go, Ilya. It's very good at... Like, people can talk trash about Fate all they want. They have good character designs because when I look at characters, I go, hey, that reminds me of a Fate character.
Yeah.
If that is my first thought when I see pink hair, dark skin, Fate did something right. They can sell PNGs, damn it.
The countless times the Saber's been copied everywhere.
Ingrained in your brain, John.
It really is ingrained in my brain.
Anyway, DanMachi.
Yeah. DanMachi 5th season is happening. This is from what I've heard, this season goes heavily into the goddess Loki and her shenanigans, and I'm so looking forward to finding out what the fuck happens. The story has been getting more and more serious, and like a lot more stuff has been happening in terms of world building and such. And I'm genuinely like, oh shit, what's about to happen? Because after the previous season, a lot of things have changed. A lot of people have leveled up, and just a lot of people died and survived. So I'm just like, what's different? What's good? What's new? I'm still anime only, so I'm just so freaking excited. I took a look at the staff of who's working on it. It looks like not a lot has changed, so that's has me even more excited because the people who have been doing a fantastic job on it are keeping at it.
Oh
And-
god, JC staff.
I mean, I think
But,
JC
like,
staff
it's
has
the-
been doing
it's
it
the
since
top.
the beginning.
Yeah, but it's the top of JC staff,
Think.
like the big names that are there.
Listen, I'm never forgiving JC staff for One Punch Man.
Listen,
That's
I'm
fair.
never forgiving. I'm
Neither
never
am I.
forgiving JC's. I'm never forgiving JC staff for what they did to the third season of Index. Are you kidding? How do you fucking ruin the best arc in the goddamn light novel?
Oh, the War Arc or whatever it was?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
World War
World
III
War
arc.
III
Yeah,
arc.
they
World War III
ruined
arc.
it.
Yeah.
They fucking ruined it.
I think
Yeah.
the JC staff is also doing One Punch Man season 3. It did not look that great,
I
unfortunately.
know they did season 2, but I think a different studio is doing season 3.
I'm pretty sure they're doing season 3.
Are you
They
sure
could be.
about that,
I could be misremembering that.
Look, it's been a
JC
while
staff-
since this was announced, so I don't remember, honestly.
Anyway, DanMachi season 5, cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm very excited. It's gonna be good as fuck from what I'm seeing and hearing. Yeah, and you get to have the added bonus of Hestia's tits being even bigger.
I swear to God.
Every season,
every season
they
they
get
get
just a little bit bigger.
Just a little bit bigger. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be great, and I'll be talking about it constantly.
And I will continue to block
And
it
John
out.
will forget it.
I literally, I wish I was joking, bro. I have such a good DanMachi filter in my brain. I'm like, what? What did you just say? I can't understand the words coming out of your mouth.
It's like, I know the words you're saying, just not in the order you're saying them.
It just like kind of goes more, 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 more.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's like watching Charlie Brown.
So it's basically me when you guys start talking about VTubers.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty much.
Anyways, that was it for our main anime that we'll be talking about, and now we're moving to our short
Rapid fire.
topics.
Rapid fire. All right, I will start off with P-chan. Gun Gale Online is coming back for a second season. Now, listen,
so
as much as
fucking excited,
as
we
much
get
as
more
I,
P2 figures.
listen,
Why?
as much as I and other people on this podcast will shit talk Sword Art Online for good reason, I did really enjoy the first season of Gun Gale Online a lot.
Gun
Bro, I
Gale
did a-
Online is an excellent spinoff.
I did a full 5-minute rant about Gun Gale Online about how trash it is, and people really liked my opinion on it. They're like, dude, the passion that you have for the hate of the show is just amazing. And I'm like, I know, right? Like,
Certified hater.
I am
Exactly.
Like I think that Gun Gale Online is the premise itself is real fucking stupid. However, like I said, Sword Art Online has always had good animation. I really like the fight scenes in it, and I also like the music. So there's that. Substance wise,
Buddy-
there's not much there, but
Technically
pretty moving
well-produced.
Buddy,
pictures.
it's cute girls with guns. Like, what more do you need? Come on.
There's Upote. You could go watch that.
Oh my god, shut up.
You can go watch Girls in Panzer. Let's see, hold on. There's more.
That's not a gun,
Nope,
that's
nope,
a tank.
we're not
That's
doing this.
different.
the girls
not doing
with
this.
weapons.
We're not doing this.
What about
Yeah.
girls as
What?
weapons?
You don't. Girls as. Yeah, Upote. That's what I said. Literally, there are better shows out there.
I don't know. I don't think it's a super serious thing. I wouldn't say it's like a 9 or a 10 out of 10, but solid 7 out of 10 show for me, and I'll watch the second season. I won't like say it's a masterpiece or anything, but
No, like I
like
said,
the
the
first season.
It's not a
animation for Sword Art
masterpiece,
is
but
always
it
great.
yeah.
yeah.
It's
Like
fine to
Gun
just
Gale
watch.
was great, and I'm genuinely looking forward
I
to
mean,
season
I-
2 and the
I
figures
honestly-
that'll come along.
As much as I hate how Gun Gale Online Season 1 was, because it's like, this is the dumbest story I've ever heard about, like, why you're fucking, what's that? Something Sue? Mary Sue?
Mary Sue.
why your Mary Sue is so strong at this video game and can beat SWAT team members, because apparently that's a real thing. Like, oh, I'm so small and frail. I'm a lowly opai waifu milfu. Oh, but I'm so small and I can fit inside of this thing, and then I'll shoot and destroy all these SWAT. I'm not getting into it.
The rant's coming back. It's coming
It's
back before our
dude.
very
I'm about to
eyes.
fucking rip into Gun Gale. Like I said, the story itself is trash, but Sword Art Online story has always been trash. And I will say, at least Gun Gale Online has not as terrible, trashy of a story as the main series does.
Yeah.
With Kirito and his.
That's a
and
low
chapter-
bar, admittedly.
A low bar, admittedly. So it's like, I would prefer to have the story of Gun Gale Online than the main story of Sword Art Online. But I think that the main series of Sword Art Online has better action, though. Just because the sword fights are way better. Like, it's better than gunfights. It just is.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it more than I enjoyed watching Sword Art.
I just enjoy it, period.
Mostly because I turn my brain off while I'm watching it. I don't expect a good or a serious show. I just expect the action sequences to look good.
It's a shame that it's turned into like a just turn your brain off kind of show. It's like it had such potential.
It did.
Then,
unfortunately.
And then everything past episode 4 came out, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh.
That's where it starts dipping in quality, in my opinion, for Sword Art.
Anyways, rapid
right.
fire. Move on.
Next, John.
Motherfucking
MF
Ghost. MF Ghost Season 2 coming out. Super
Deja
hyped.
vu.
It's, dude, I was so surprised at how much I loved MF Ghost Season 1.
Me too.
I don't read. This is one of the ones I don't read because, why would I go read the manga for drifting? Like, I'd rather watch cars drifting. As stupid as the story for MF Ghost is and, like, the MFG tournament and all that stuff, it's still super hype. I really like it. It is a continuation of Initial D. So, again, if you any car fans out there, anyone who loved Initial D, like, give MF Ghost a try. MF Ghost is truly a spiritual successor. In fact, it is a successor too.
It's a legitimate, like a literal successor.
Yeah, it's a literal successor to it. That's it.
Yeah, it's really it's good. Check it out if you haven't. 100%. It shocked the hell out of me that I enjoyed it as much as I did when I watched the first season.
I will say
right.
though, the we talked about this before with MF Ghost. It's got a lot of dated tropes in it, like lecherous old men trying to hit on underage girls, like high schoolers.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, next, Chinoda.
All right, Shangri-La Frontier Season 2.
Yo, I'm so hyped. Let's go.
Me too.
Now,
After Season 1, I'm just like, yo, how are they one-upping this?
so in the freaking in the first boss fight against the grave guy, the zombie dude, whatever his name was, I don't remember. The Undying Tomb.
Oh, Weather
Guard.
Tomb.
Yeah, Weather Tomb. Because of the hype on that fight of Weather Tomb, I went to go read the manga for Shangri-La.
Of course.
Because I was like, I can't wait anymore, guys. You've been tickling my balls for like 14 weeks. I can't do this no more,
like,
dude.
you broke me. Fine, I give in.
I'm pretty hyped for this arc. I don't want to spoil nothing. It's great, dude. This arc is gonna be great. It's gonna be fire.
This is another anime that when it came out, I was surprised I liked it as much as I did.
Yeah, like C2C freaking went balls to the wall.
Knocked it out of the park.
I believe Lisa is doing the opening for this one. Yeah, there it is.
Oh shit, word?
Yeah, Lisa.
Yo,
is
let's
doing the opening.
go.
Now, I really liked the anime band that they got together to do the first opening and the second opening.
For the first season, you mean?
For the first season, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they were coming back for it, but Lisa's
And I believe
amazing as well.
Shangri-La Frontier is the one where the main character guy, where is he? There he is. The voice actor is married in real life to the bunny girl, Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're an actual like couple. So it's so funny watching them interact in the show because I'm like, oh my god, they're married in real life.
And it's funny. They have such chemistry together. I was like, yo, they play off really well together.
Yeah. The animation in the trailer looks fantastic, just like season 1 did. So I'm pretty hyped for it. And like I said, I know what story arc this is going to cover. So that's like,
C2C
yeah,
just nice. Give you praise, man.
Yeah, no, I did not see this coming from C2C of all studios.
Yeah.
Like, just keep it up. And that's literally all we ask. It doesn't even need to be improved upon. Just keep it up. That's all
keep
it
up
needs.
keep up the quality you got going. It's shocking how good it is. All right, next is me, Mao 2099 or Demon Lord 2099.
I'm interested in this.
I kind of am too, because it seems like it's going to be an interesting fish out of water story. So Demon Lord dude goes to sleep and wakes up in the year 2099, and it's a completely different world that he's used to. When I first read this, I was like, is this a reverse isekai? But it's not. It's basically just he goes to sleep and the world around him like advances.
I wonder if it's going to be played as a comedy, more of like...
Does it have a comedy tag?
If the trailer is to be believed, it does not have a comedy tag, but if the trailer is to be believed, there is going to be at least some amount of comedy in it, because there were like funny gags in the trailer. I'm assuming a lot of the comedy is going to revolve around the Demon Lord being a fish out of water in this new world.
Old man in the new world.
Yeah.
Comedy. Yeah.
Back in my
like
day, we had horse-drawn carriages, not this newfangled star skipper boards.
Like, interesting cart. Where's your horse?
Yeah.
And he just replicates it with magic.
Like, I kind of like the whole fish out of water thing. I might check this out. This might be something I give like a good 3-episode try to, if nothing else.
I'm a sucker for cyberpunk stuff, so
yeah. And I will say the background art in the trailer that I saw looks amazing. Like, they went ham on the background art for whatever reason. But that's all I got to say about this. Next, John.
The healer who was banished from his party is in fact the strongest. Party kara tsuiho sareta sono chiushi jutsu wa saikyo ni tsuki. It's trash. It's not isekai trash, but it's just trash. I don't care. I like it. He gets revenge. People get revenged on, okay? I'm like, yeah, get revenged on. You punked him, now he's punking you. Fuck you. It's trash.
Oh, this is the guy that's a shit healer, but like secretly a amazing brawler, right?
It's very much like I Parry Everything, where like the MC is OP, but it's because he trained really hard. It's not because it's not that he has talent. Just like in I Parry Everything.
Okay.
Both the MCs of the show of the healer who was banished from his party and I Parry Everything are guys who have absolutely no talent, but because they trained so hard, they were able to put in all the work. They trained 100 times harder than anyone with talent to make up for the fact that they have no talent. Which is like endearing. I have to ask,
is the main character dumb as a brick?
I wouldn't say dumb as a brick, no.
Oh, thank God. Okay. We're good then. Look, there's positive things I can say about Perry, but like, God, he was so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Look at that score distribution. Oof.
Well, because people see it and it's like, oh, it looks stupid, and it's like, yeah, it is pretty stupid. I only read the manga for this, so I know what's gonna. I know what happens.
And I guess the adaptation is gonna be based on the light novel.
Yeah, based on the light novel, done by Studio L.
Okay.
All right. Well, next, Chinoda.
Kimi wa Meido-sama. You are Miss Servant. TLDR, boy gets a servant, but the only thing she knows to do is assassination work because she was an assassin in her previous career. And funny shenanigans happen, and that's pretty much it. It's a rom-com from what I remember reading about it.
I have read the first 3 chapters of this before. I dropped it because I'm not into shota.
And it is a cute shota.
It's a shota bait show about a big-breasted One-san. There you go.
So Alex will immediately be checking it.
Fuck no. I don't want bait, Chinoda. If I want bait, I'll turn into a goddamn fish.
All right,
I thought you were going to say, if I wanted bait, I'll turn into a content creator.
That's even weird. John, that's the cool thing about it. I don't have to turn into one.
Oh, we already are, buddy.
No!
We already are. Oh, we're trash.
All right,
Alex.
Next, what do I got next? So Ranma 1/2 is getting a remake. We're coming off the heels of David Production doing a phenomenal remake of Urusei Yatsura. We got a announcement a few months ago that Ranma 1/2, another manga by Rumiko Takahashi, is getting another remake. She is eating good right now. All of her stuff's getting remade. This gives me hope that we'll get an Inuyasha remake. God damn.
I'm sure it's gonna happen. It's way too popular not to
I
get a
don't
remake.
know why you would want an Inuyasha remake when it's already perfection.
I know it is pretty damn good already. I don't listen.
My wife
Because,
is nodding
John,
her
they
head
can-
in agreement with me right now.
They can milk it. That's why. That's why they
Oh.
would remake it. They can milk it.
I
I'd
will
watch
say
an Inuyasha
this
remake. I really liked it. So
the Ranma 1/2 remake is not being done by David Production. It is in fact being done by Mappa. Bless their poor souls. Let's let them rest, for God's sake.
Poor Mappa.
It looks, judging from the trailer that I've seen, it looks good. It's kind of going for that same thing they did with Urusei Yatsura. They're taking the original designs and only tweaking them a little
Just
bit to
updating
make
them
them
slightly,
but they still look like the designs from the 80s and early 90s. So it still looks good. The animation looks really, really fluid in the trailer. I will 100% be watching this, as I'm sure your wife John will be watching it right along with me.
I'm sure she will be watching Ranma 1/2. She'll finally start watching anime again instead of just like watching anime over my shoulder. Like, oh, that looks pretty good. I'm like, you can't start watching your show at episode 6. Stop.
Now, I don't know yet whether this is going to be like a complete remake of the original anime, and if it's going to be like a complete adaptation of the manga yet. But I'm hoping. Anyway, that's all I got for that. I will 100% be watching this every week. John.
The Do-Over Damsel Conquers the Dragon Emperor. I do not read this. I have no idea
Wow.
what it's about, other than like she apparently, I don't know if she's like isekai. Like she gets executed when she's an adult
No,
or whatever.
she travels
and-
back in time.
Yeah, well, she gets executed first, and then she travels back in time.
Yeah.
And then she's redoing life, so she's like, fuck it, I'm just going to marry the evil guy. And then hilarity ensues. Now, I'm thinking the poor score distribution here is because...
Wait,
it
you missed
seems-
you missed the biggest thing. The evil guy happens to be a dragon. I'm so fucking into it.
So, I
Put
think
your
the
dick
biggest...
away, Shinoda, right the fuck now.
No.
The biggest takeaway from
Hands-free
this,
is
like why people
comfortable.
don't like it, is that the main character does seem to be underage because, you know, she's 16, transports back 6 years, now she's 10, and the main character, the evil guy that she marries, is like, I don't know, 100 years old.
Okay, they don't actually get married yet. They get betrothed.
Yes,
but,
but it's like, it's because of the age gap thing, and I'm just like, you know, I get that, like, don't marry 10-year-old children. However, it seems like...
don't marry 10-year-olds.
The more you know.
I think that it looks like a pretty funny, like, I like these things where it's like the person gets sent to the past and has to redo their life thing. It's very prominent in like otome genre right now. It's like it's just like how isekai became super popular. This is super popular right now for otome stuff. Yeah, like
I love otome
like
stuff.
otome villain stuff. So I personally like the otome villain stuff that's been coming out, which is why I like this, and I think it'll be cute to watch it. Other than the weird age gap thing, but you know, again, this is fantasy. I'm not saying go out and marry 10-year-olds. No one's saying that.
This might shock some of you, especially if you live on Twitter. But anime is not real life. It's a mind-blowing experience for some of you to come across, but trust me, it's not real life.
It's funny. This isn't even the first age gap thing this season.
No,
we'll get to
it's
that
not.
though. We'll get to
No,
that.
it's not. Chinoda, what do you got next?
Kekkon Suru. I have no idea how to say TTE.
Tete.
Tete. Yeah.
Titty.
Tete. Kekkon Suru Tete Honto desu ka? 365 days to the wedding.
That's not tete.
Okay, I
Listen,
have no
that's
idea
I say
how
it
to
'cause
fucking
it's
say.
funny.
I don't know how to say TTE. Okay, forgive me. I'm sorry. I don't Nihongo no desu. I don't even fuck.
Kekkon surute.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, Japan man. TLDR coworkers would be sent somewhere else because they're both single, but they don't want that, so they're like, let's fake getting married so that we're not forced to move to the new branch in our company
Over in Siberia or whatever.
Yeah. And it's a funny rom-com of the fake relationship turning into a real relationship. Like, obviously it will. That's how this will go. Like, it's
Isn't this Indecent Proposal? Isn't that the movie where it's like she has to marry for citizenship reasons? She needs to marry her assistant.
Yeah, it's literally that. It's literally that.
It's the same type of the meet cute rom com. Listen, I like rom coms like this, so I'm gonna watch it. It's on Crunchyroll. So.
Yeah.
This is being done by Asahi Productions, which have done a shit ton of anime, so I'm a little bit surprised, but at the same time, not really. So, cute.
Okay.
All right, cool. Next, I am talking about Trillion Game. Now, there's really no reason to watch this because it seems really stupid. Literally, the entire premise is two people really love money, and you just watch them make money. Okay.
It's the capitalist anime. Let's go.
They want to earn $1 trillion. Good luck. Even fucking the richest people on Earth only have about 200 or 300 billion. So good luck with your $1 trillion, my friend. But no,
well, you're not counting in for the families that have trillions.
Perhaps. But anyway, when I was watching the trailer, I'm like, first of all of these character designs are really ugly. Like, they are butt ugly.
Bro, Madhouse is doing this?
Yes, Madhouse is doing this.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
I know, and it looks so ugly. The character designs look so, like, horrendously ugly. Like,
It
they've
has
been
to be
beat with
that
ugly.
F-team.
But no, I was looking at the manga that this is based off of, and I was trying to see, it's like, something about these character designs seems vaguely familiar. And the dude who does the art is this guy right here, who's been around for a while, as you can tell by some of the manga that he's worked on. But the person who does the story is also the person who did the story for Dr. Stone.
Oh.
Huh.
So yeah, there's that.
It actually might be interesting then. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know. I will not be watching this. It does not look that good. Madhouse, how do you go from making Frieren to this? Jesus Christ.
Watch it actually be like, this is the sleeper hit of the season. He's just talking trash, bro. Like, watch.
Maybe.
The real thing is that team is getting rest, and this is the trainee team getting practice.
Listen, sometimes studios got to make money, man.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta put the dick in something you don't want to put the dick in. All right, next, John.
Ari Fuatara season 3. It's coming out.
Let's go.
That is side boob right here.
Yes.
Live.
That's the bunny girl, whatever her name is. I don't remember her name. It's like
that's her whole character. Yui?
Shia?
Or is it? Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
I don't even remember.
I don't even remember her name.
Haulia.
Yes. Yeah, season 3. It's coming out. It's still done by Studio Ozread. It looks fine. I don't care.
I like how you're just genuinely trying to say something about this because you don't give a fuck.
I actually kind of like the story. It's the MC actually gets revenge on people, so
yeah, it's your typical
fun.
Revenge story, but like it's just taking so long to get revenge, man. Like
Alex, I will say there's a blonde vampire lily in it, and he is married to her.
This is devolving into like Shield Hero levels of incompetence when it comes to revenging, in my opinion. That's why.
Okay. And listen, let me tell you something, Chinoda. I don't care how many blonde vampire lilies you bring before me. And like Highlander, there can be only one.
I will say that I would rather watch Arifureta than Shield Hero because I find the main character to be way better.
Insufferable.
Yeah, way less insufferable compared to the main character in Shield Hero. So, I mean, like I said, it's hard to tell people to go watch season 3. It's like, if you like season 1 and 2, go watch season 3. It's going to be better. It's a better arc anyway. But at the same time, yeah, it's trash. Like, I wouldn't recommend people start watching Arifureta just because, like, oh yeah, so it's not like Mushoku Tensei or something where it's like, you need to watch it.
Yeah.
Or Frieren, you know, it's not a life-changing anime. This is like, yeah, if you like revenge stories, Arifureta is pretty good. If you were burnt on Shield Hero, go watch Arifureta. There we go.
I will say, and this is as someone who likes it, it's not that much better. Like you,
it's not that much better, but it's better in my opinion.
It's better,
Well,
but it's not by much. So
I've said
if
it
you don't
before,
want to
John.
waste your time,
I've said it before, John. Low bar. Very low bar.
very low bar.
Listen, it was popular enough to get a 3rd season, okay?
That is true.
Also going to be
Just
16
still no
episodes,
second
which is
season
weird.
for No Game, No Life. Just throwing that
Right.
out there. Just throwing that out there. All right, next, Chinoda.
All right.
Let me
No.
preface.
Let me at least say the title. God damn.
I read this, so be very careful what you say, Chinoda.
Do you want to say the title?
No. I'm just saying, I read this, so be careful about what you say about this show.
But John, what, hold on. Okay, actual title of what we're talking about. Suma Shoga. Fuck, I am sorry.
If my wife became an elementary school student.
Yes, that. Thank you. Suma Show is exactly that. And first of all, don't freak out. Don't panic. This is the normie check.
Oh, Twitter gonna panic. Twitter gonna panic.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, they already are.
So, Suma Shogakusei ni naru. Basically, a mom passes away, and then she somehow ends up reincarnating as a 10-year-old girl.
Yep,
in the same world.
She gets back in contact with her husband / former husband and her daughter. And it's the premise alone. I'm like, yo, this is interesting. And from everything I've read in the comments for this, it's like, this is a Twitter check. This is a normie filter. Either you get into this or not. But like, it is so much more than what the description or the title is. Like, it has actual substance to it.
Yeah. So the reason people are going to hate this is because it's like, oh my god, she's literally a 10-year-old child. It doesn't matter if she isekais. She is now a 10-year-old child. And my only counter to that is that, okay, sure, she may be in the body of a 10-year-old child, but it's not like the husband and the 10-year-old child do anything remotely romantic. This is about a grieving family, right? The mom dies in a traffic accident, I believe, and it leaves this family in limbo, the daughter and the father, because it's like they don't know what to do without the wife. So she miraculously gets brought back and inhabits this 10-year-old, and now she can help their family find closure and move on with their life. That's what this is actually about. It's actually a really touching and moving story. Like, it made me cry at certain points because I'm like, oh my god, this is so sad.
See, I've heard, because John, I've heard from not just you just now, but other people who have read this that say that the story, despite its very odd title and sort of little bit of out there premise, is more about it's a story about how to recover and move on from loss.
Exactly. That's actually what it's about. It's a great show, but people are going to have a problem with it because it's like, oh my god, you're a 10-year-old child, elementary school. It's like, that's not what this is about, dude. We're not saying go date elementary school kids. We're not normalizing dating elementary school. She doesn't even date them. Oh my god. The mom spends time like trying.
This is going to be the normie check.
But people see that title, John, and they make assumptions.
It's so surface level,
Exactly.
bro. Like,
that's the normie check. Like, oh, you're basing it off the title? You're the normie. Get the fuck out of here, tourist.
Yeah. Well, it's like me with Mushoku Tensei. If you just came to me and said Mushoku Tensei, it's like I wouldn't probably care about it. But then you start telling me about what the story is actually about, and I'm like, okay.
yeah, like surface level Mushoku Tensei is trash, but it's a lot deeper than the trash.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, this is the Twitter cancel anime next season is this one for sure.
Yeah.
It's the tourist check.
It's the Hogwarts
Actually,
Legacy
watch
check.
it if you want to watch something good. From everything I've seen, this story is amazing. Again, it's made John cry. That doesn't happen a lot. Like, holy shit, watch it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's all there is to it.
No.
Sweet. Next, I'm gonna really try and say this without making it say like I'm saying the N-word. Nega Posey
no.
Angler. This is an anime that this seems like it could be a bit of a sleeper hit. It's an anime original, and it's being done by Studio Nut, which is the studio behind
Ayo.
Saga of Tanya the Evil. Still one of the greatest studio names out there. And it is about a dude who finds out from his doctors that he only has a couple of years to live because of some... they don't say cancer, but it seems like a cancer diagnosis. And he ends up, through a set of circumstances, meeting up with someone who is into fishing. And he's never been fishing in his life. He's like, come with me. Like, we'll take you fishing and you might like it. And through this and through his experiences making friends in this circle of people who do fishing recreationally, he finds like a new purpose in life or a new reason to live while he's dying. Yay! So happy.
Kind of morbid, but like interesting morbid.
Yeah. Also, Ifaruz is voicing the main female character. So
Again, damn, she's busy this season.
she is kind of busy this season, yeah.
Yeah, ever since Dumbbell, she's been getting really popular.
Yeah.
Ever since
and
that.
especially since JoJo's.
No, it was
yeah,
after
I'm kinda-
Dumbbell that she started getting like put into everything. Like how many kilos are the dumbbells you curl or whatever it is?
Yeah, how
was
heavy
after
are the
she was
dumbbells you lift? Yeah,
So, because after that, she was doing like the specialty programs about like showing off how she's fit and stuff, how she works out. And
she's
it just like,
actually buff. Like she's got abs, and
well, it endeared her to the public. So then she started getting plastered everywhere and getting a lot of roles. So good for Ifaruz.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm probably gonna watch this just because like it's about fishing. Oh, real shit, anime about fishing. I'll watch that.
And from what I've seen in the trailer, like it looks like the animation is going to be pretty decent. And it's an anime original, so we'll get a complete story allegedly. So yeah, that's it. I will definitely be checking this out. Next, John.
Mao-sama Retry R. Demon Lord Retry R. The first season was trash. It did not depict what the manga was about whatsoever.
I enjoyed it though.
Now, the first season was based on the light novel. Mao-sama Retry R is actually based on the manga. So I'm
Wait,
not
what?
sure. Yes,
How
because
the fuck does that work?
so the manga goes Mao-sama Retry and then it ends after like volume 3 or 4 or whatever of the light novel, and Mao-sama Retry R is the continuation, just like Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re, or I'm trying to think of other manga that did the exact same thing.
Not a lot. Like that's pretty unique.
Yeah, I guess it's just Tokyo Ghoul that's done that, huh? I was thinking about Naruto, but I was like, no, Shippuden is not part of... Naruto is just Naruto. Shippuden was part of the second series to the anime, the time skip.
Yeah,
But-
that's just what they called the series after the time skip.
Anyway, it says it's going to be based on the manga, which I'm like, that's
Okay.
kind of weird. The studio did change between Mao-sama Retry and Mao-sama Retry R. So the new studio is Gekko. The previous studio was Ekachi Eplika. I don't know how to say that. What the hell?
Oh my god, this is not... Oh.
Studio Gekko.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
they've done some.
They've done.
interesting works.
They did your favorite anime, One Turn Hit Onesan.
Oh.
I liked it.
Listen, they did Jisan Basama, all right, Grandpa Grandma. They
And
did
that
that.
was actually
They
good.
did.
And that was fire. That was a full adaptation.
They also did Temple, John.
We don't talk about Temple. That was just straight up porn. I don't know why they just didn't just make porn. Anyway, I think the story gets a lot better in this one. I think the art looks a lot better. Like the previous art of the previous studio, it made the main guy Hakuto like not as old. He looks like a lot younger than he actually is supposed to be. Like he's supposed to be an old man in the series. So I think the new
Wait,
artist.
really?
Yeah, so if you watch the trailer, even if you look at the picture of the on the image here, you can see that Hakuto looks like, look at the manga cover right?
Uh-huh.
Art. Look at how old his face looks with all the lines and stuff like that. Then you
Oh,
look at
shit,
Mausama
yeah.
retry the anime. It's like he doesn't have any of those rough designs. He just looks like younger, a lot younger, because he doesn't have like the shading and stuff like that. So they're staying more true to the manga designs in this continuation. I'm excited for it, just because I didn't mind watching the show. It's like I'm watching Overlord, but like Overlord light. It's not as good as Overlord, not whatsoever, but it's fine, you know.
I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was like anything out of the world or anything, but like it was okay.
Yeah,
It was
it was
something
okay.
to watch.
Yeah,
All right.
that's it.
Shinoda.
Sayonara Ryusei Konnichiwa Jinsei. Goodbye Dragon Life.
Trash.
It's trash. It's actual trash. But I'll be watching anyway because it has a dragon in it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Dragon gets reincarnated.
Yeah,
into-
so one of the strongest dragons in the world lets himself gets killed because he's just like, yeah, I don't really want to fight humans. So the humans go and kill him because they're like, oh, dragons are evil. And then when he dies, he's like, finally, I don't have to like be a dragon anymore. Then he reincarnates as a human, and he's like, oh, I'm not actually dead. Like, I guess I'll just live life as a human. And then he just learns to be a human.
yeah, it's
It's
That's
an
it.
OPMC fantasy novel, and I guess
Yeah.
technically it's reincarnation.
technically, yeah. I mean, it is, and it's being done by two studios, Synergy SP and Vega Entertainment. But I suspect Vega Entertainment is a supporting studio for Synergy SP. For this,
Yeah. I've read the manga.
It looks like
it's
trash.
It's trash.
It's just trash. Yeah. Like I don't. It's gonna be a very middling experience for anyone watching it. Just letting you know.
Okay.
You can still like it. That's fine. I'm just letting you know it's not that great.
yeah, and that's
right.
fine. Alex,
Well, the last thing I have to talk about is Rising Impact, which is an anime about golf.
Oh my god.
The thrill-a-minute sport of golf. And the only reason I decided to talk about this, not only just to have 6 anime like the rest of you, but also because as I was watching the trailer, I thought, these character designs seem very, very familiar.
Hold
and then
on,
I
it's
thought,
golf mentioned.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to go to sleep, bro. Like, hold on, just.
So I looked at it. It's based on a manga, and so I looked at the manga, and lo and behold, look who it is! It's Nagaba Suzuki, who writes 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
Yawn.
it's based on a manga done by that dude. The animation for this looks fine. It's gonna be on Netflix, but look at these. The fucking main character is a child, like a literal child. His name is Gawain. There's a literal person in here named Lancelot. Like, dude, we get it. You like this whole like Arthurian legend shit. You don't have to put it in everything you do.
Apparently, he does.
Oh my god, Lancelot going. Oh my god. That's funny. That's actually super
know.
funny.
I know. That's the best I could say about it. It looks like it's going to be well produced. Leduc is the studio that's doing it. But
Leduc actually has some good stuff.
at the end of the day, regardless, it's about golf, and I couldn't care less.
Yeah, literally the whole point of golf is to play as little as possible. It's a pretty fucking bad sport.
Exactly.
I don't give a shit about this at all.
I really don't either. That's all I got.
Okay.
John, what's your last one?
So,
Hey, yo.
Yakuza Fiance. Raisei wa tanin ga ii. I have no idea what this is. It is about a Yakuza guy who gets arranged marriage to this girl, and he has like a Yakuza persona, and then he has a persona where he's like a guy at the school, but it's the same guy, and it's just like, oh, rom-com. It's not really rom-com. I think it's more like dramatic romance. I guess there is some comedy in it. Anyway, it's done by Studio Dean.
I am concerned.
I picked it up because I was like, hey, yo, what are these character designs? They're kind of unique. I've never seen anime portrayed like this. Where it's like, it's a half mix between like old 90s aesthetic anime and like more modern anime.
She got those long yaoi arms.
I know. Look at these like fucking Code Geass noodle arms here.
Yeah. Listen, it's a Yakuza romance drama comedy. I'm watching it. I don't care.
Oh,
I'll wait until I hear what you say about this.
yeah.
I'm
This is
already
gonna be
watching
a
a
wait.
lot of other stuff. Yeah.
I am gonna take a wait and see approach on this one.
Yeah. I mean,
Alright.
I like most rom-coms, so
Yeah, I mean, so do I, but like...
It
I have
could
a
be-
pretty
hey,
low
like one of
bar
those-
when it comes to just enjoying like shoujo rom-coms.
John, you could be pleasantly surprised. You never know.
Yeah.
All right, and last, Chinoda.
Yeah, I forgot to say though. I did see like earlier. I was scrolling through, but I didn't catch the name of it. I didn't put it down. But like, there is a josei that actually looks interesting this season. So I need to find it. But like, it looks interesting. I'm like, and I'm a sucker for josei. Like, joseis are not appreciated enough. I love them. Anyways, what I'm actually talking about. Gukon ni itra ona ga inkata hanashi. How I attended an all-guys mixer. Guy gets invited to a college mixer, but when he arrives with his friends, they're greeted by 3 dazzlingly handsome men, aka the chicks are crossdressers. I fucking love it. I am 100% there for it. Let's fucking go. Like, I don't even need anything else.
So is this gay or not gay?
It says
I have
bisexual.
no idea.
Oh, okay.
Eat hot
It's
chip
a
and lie.
rom-com. Yeah.
A tomboy? Okay. This character
Literally all I
looks.
need.
This character looks like Bakugo. What the fuck?
Listen, Aoyuki's
Alright.
in it, so
That's true. Aoyuki is pretty damn good. I don't know. Listen, it seems ridiculous, but maybe it'll be funny. I don't know.
hard
Is that all
pass.
you had to say about it?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, Aoyuki is in it. That's like the biggest thing.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, then that's it. We're at the end of our list. I will put us back here. So yeah, that is what we will be watching or not watching this upcoming fall season. Let us know down below what you will be watching this upcoming season, and if there was anything you think we left off that we should have talked about.
You know what we probably should have talked about? The
What?
fact that Dragon Ball Daima is happening and none of us talked about it.
We don't know
don't
what's happening
care.
with it. We don't know what it's supposed to be about. Like, there's no further information published about it other than it's a retelling of Dragon Ball, but like when it's not going to be like GT where Goku turns young. It's like all of them turn young. So we don't know if it's going to be a retelling of Dragon Ball with like the original Dragon Ball, or if it's
Yeah.
going to be like an offshoot storyline like in GT where for whatever reason Goku turned back into a child. Like, we don't
What
know
the
too
fuck
much
is-
about it. We don't.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna
I-
watch it, but yeah.
I mean, it just
Yeah.
feels like it's just a fucking cash grab, in my
And
opinion.
it's a
It probably
completely
is.
original. It's a completely original like story, right? It's not based on any of the manga.
No,
Yeah.
it's not based on anything Akira Toriyama did.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's
to me,
weird.
it just seems like a cash grab by who owns.
It could very
Dragon
well
Ball?
be.
Sunrise. No, no,
no.
No, it's
Toei.
Toei.
Toei,
Thank you.
Toei,
I was like
yeah.
Toei. The old studio owns it.
Toei, yeah. I don't know. It's weird that there's so little information that's out about this, and it's at the time of recording, it's only 18 days away from premiering.
I don't know. Like I said, to me, it seems like it's just a cash grab. So
which it probably is.
you know,
It-
like
It may very well be. Yeah. Unfortunately, I guess this is one last thing I can end on. The you know that Berserk fan thing that was being made, the fan
Black
animation?
Swordsman arc, yeah, whatever.
Hate
Yeah, they got a
this.
cease and desist.
Ha!
Yeah.
Thought so.
Listen, let this be a lesson for all of you out there. If you are doing fan projects, never announce them. Just release them when they're done. And then that way it's already out there. It's going to be on a billion different sites anyway. Then they can't take them all down.
I think they were trying to crowdfund it, though. That's why. They released it on Twitter.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue was they were trying to actually make money off this, which I get it. You got to recoup your expenses somehow, but you can't do that with a fan project. Anyway, so yeah, there never will be a good Berserk anime.
I cry every time.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But yeah, thank you all out there for dropping in to watch us talk about the upcoming fall season. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, like I said, tell us down below what you'll be watching next season. You can also check down below where you can find links to Anime Club After Dark, all the places we upload stuff, as well as a link to our merch store if you want to support us that way. But with that being said, I have been your host, Alex, and we will see you next time. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night. Bye.
Watch
I'm
anime.
so hungry. I'm so hungry.
It's the ping! It's the ping! I'm gonna miss this little gremlin. I really am. Bye, Ame.
Ah, thank you. Pachi, 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 pachi. Arigato. Another turning point, fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Like the violin in a song. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Ground Pound. This is like Ground Pound City. Yes. It's kind of weird. It's like the same place I took your mom to last night.